Good morning, everyone. Pastor Shane here with our semi-daily devotional, and it comes from Genesis again, chapter 12, verses 1 through 9. It is where God calls Abram at that time. Abraham is probably how you remember him. But it's when God calls him, I think, the first time. And the key verse is a real short one. It's verse 12:4, the first part of 12:4, and it just says, "So Abram went." The devotional on clergy stuff says, "So Abram went, just like that, picked up his worldly possessions and his lovely wife, and went wandering off into the unknown, because God said so. I recently had to make a major life change, relocate, completely rearrange my world. It took me months to make the decision, and lots of help, love, and support from lots and lots of people. I know God was in the midst of this, leading, nudging, guiding at every step, directly and through the words and actions of others. It still took everything I had to muster the courage to follow through. So Rebecca went. I did, because I trusted God to have my back. The repercussions have been painful, even though I know the decision was right. Just so, Abram and Sarai's trip to Canaan and beyond was far from easy. Mishaps and adventures abounded. Bad things happened, but good things too, and they still trusted and followed where God led. May we all have the faith of Abram and Sarai when God calls us out of our comfort zone with the promise of something better. Yeah, this one speaks to me. Actually, there have been a few kind of pivotal moments in my life where I had to make a choice, had to do something that was completely different than what I anticipated. And looking back, every single time, I recognize God's leading in it. Usually, when I fought against doing it or didn't trust that it was the right way to go, things weren't working out in my life. Things just didn't fall into place. They couldn't quite fit because it wasn't the right thing to do. Once I finally said yes and just decided to trust that this is the way to go, usually those things fell into place. Now, it hasn't been easy. My decision to become a pastor, my decision to answer the call to become a pastor is one of those. It was a really, really tough decision, and it was surrounded by a bunch of stuff that just didn't seem right and didn't seem fair and didn't seem good. But then that decision came, and even though it's been difficult, and there are times when I wonder, why am I doing this? Why was I called to do this? It is the most right thing I've ever done. I absolutely know this is what God is calling me to do. So those are just a couple examples from my life. If you have something, put it down in the comments, where you can say you experienced something like this, where you just said, "All right, God, I'm gonna follow where you lead me, go where you tell me to." I think as a church, especially in this time, as we start to come out of this pandemic, it's going to be really important for us to take some big steps of faith, some leaps of faith, to say, "God, we're going to go where you call, even if it's somewhere we've never been before, and even if it's very scary." And it's not going to be easy. None of this is easy. Nobody said following God was easy, even if it's right. So there's your devotion for today. Pray this little prayer with me. Loving God, lead and guide me today through whatever difficulties I face, and fill me with the knowledge that you have my back. Amen. Amen. I hope your day's going well. If it isn't, I hope it gets better. And as always, if it doesn't, there's always tomorrow. And I'll see you then.